Hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome, Jenny. How are you? Man, I could not get started today. That was funny. Anyway, we are here and we are ready to rock and roll. How can you tell somebody, deserves your hospitality, generosity, all that stuff? I know personally, I could definitely remember a few times that I have allowed other people take advantage of me in that regard. And I say it that way because I really have been responsible in allowing that to happen. But how do you know? Like, have you ever been in a situation where you get like kind of stuck? You're like, well, I don't know, this person, that person. So one way to tell who deserves your hospitality or your generosity, if you would, well, you can put them through a test. And here's a little test for you. I get run over a lot. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Yeah, I could totally relate with that a while back. Elhan June, what's up? How are you? Yeah, I could definitely relate with that. And again, I totally take responsibility 100% of times. I have allowed others to take advantage of me. But at some point, and I don't know when it was, but at some point, I decided that that's really not a fair thing. So I'm not going to really allow that. So I'm very comfortable to tell somebody, you know what, you're in my space, or, I don't really appreciate that, or don't go there, that kind of a thing. So I'm really comfortable with saying that. I feel like, and I may have talked about this before, but I feel like if you haven't heard it, you hear it first. I feel like I have had enough life mileage that I don't really need to pretend or lie or not be myself, So I'm just me, and I depending on who it is, I'm comfortable with, just kind of, hey, I'm not comfortable with that. So, and it took me a while to get to that point. And I'm still a work in progress. There are times where I feel like, I really, and I've done a couple of lives about this before, but it may be that it's been a while back. So let me tell a story tonight. I'm going to tell a story about generosity and hospitality. Not a farming, although I could make it no, it's not a farming story. It's not a farmer story. That's funny. I could make it a farm story, but a guy, we'll call him a guy. A guy slaughters a cow, throws it on the big grill, calls his daughter, says, "Hey, I want you to invite our friends and family, our close ones, so we can have a feast." So the daughter, being smart and witty, goes out of the house, out to the town, and kind of starts to scream out, "Help, help, there's a fire in our house, help, please, help." So after some people hearing her cry, a few people say, "Yeah, let's go to help you out." The rest kind of pretend that they didn't hear it. Listen, let me put a pause right there in this story. How many times, I'm going to raise my hand, how many times have you pretended you didn't hear something? I know I have. I totally have. They have to, well, they had to, I mean, how are they gonna grill the cow? It'd be kind of it'd be more cruel to grill. Anyway, um, you know, but how many times you pretended like you didn't hear that? You're like, huh? What? You know? But yeah, back to the story. I digress. So it'd be kind of rough to, barbecue. Anyway, I'm not gonna even go there because I know some people are gonna be like, anyway, let me collect my thoughts. The daughter gets a few people, and the rest pretend they didn't hear anything. So the daughter comes back to the house, and those who came with her have a great meal, have a feast. They wine and dine them, and have a blast until the rest of the night, and they go home after that. So after that, the dad goes, "Hey, the people that were here, um, I didn't know any of them. Didn't you like call out family and friends and like relatives like how I asked you?" And the daughter says, "These people were here to help out with a burning house, to put out the fire, not to have a feast. The rest pretended that they didn't even hear me." So these people are the ones that are deserving of your hospitality, your generosity, because they didn't come for the feast. If they're going to come to save you, to help you out, to give you a helping hand in the worst situation ever, then they are deserving of having a feast. The ones that pretended they didn't hear anything, me included in there, had they said, "We're having a feast, we're having a feast," I wonder how many people would pretend they didn't hear that, right? It's interesting how when it comes out, yeah, smart kid, right? How it comes out to giving a helping hand. So many of us, me included, so many of us, so often brag and talk about, "Oh, I want to save the world. I want to help. I want to do this. I want to do that. If I only could," right? And then when something like this comes, we pretend we didn't hear it. We see a homeless guy by the freeway, we pretend we're on our phone and nobody's standing beside us on the street. You know what I'm talking about? Right? So I wonder how many of us would then pretend we didn't hear anything. So the next time, the next time you think about giving away or giving your generosity and hospitality, think about it, pause for a second and say, does this person deserve what I gotta give? Now, let me give you something else. I gotta take it to the business world too. I gotta take it there. So in our world of network marketing, in our space, direct sales, it so often happens that the ones that don't do well complain that no one was there for them. I know this is gonna hit hard for some people. I mean, real hard. They're gonna complain that nobody was there for them. It's just truth. And you can be truthful with yourself if you're one of those people. Like, you don't have to say anything. You can be truthful with yourself. But that's the case, right? But here's the flip side of it. In order to be a leader, in order for you to lead those who want to be led, in order for you to lead, You've got to be able to give your time to those who deserve it. Not just anybody who wants it. Just because somebody wants it. How many of you wanted so many things and still do and don't have it yet? Like, has nothing to do with want. Like okay, great. I want. You can't kumbaya, my lord, your way to wealth, right? We've talked about this. But you gotta deserve. There's work behind it. There's action behind it. Want, there's no action. Deserve, there's action. That's because you put in the work. You put in the time. Now you deserve it. You can ask for it, right? Just because you want a raise, that doesn't mean you get a raise, right? So the next time you want to be generous with your time, both in friendship or in business, pause, gauge it, and see who deserves your time. The people that are doing things in your team, those are the people that are deserving. The person that shuts off and never talks, never does anything, and then comes back in 2 years and says, hi, I really need you today. So on either side of the equation, whether you're gonna give your generosity, hospitality, check to see if they are deserving. And if you're asking for somebody's hospitality and generosity, make sure you check the box that I do deserve to ask. I've done a couple of lives on this. I'm not gonna go here. And I've coached this before in the sales floor in mortgages. But my concept is this: people are like an ATM machine. I'm gonna give you one line and go. I have done a couple lives on this before. People are like an ATM machine. You don't go to an ATM when you haven't deposited to withdraw. It'd be kind of silly. It won't make sense. It won't give you anything. It's like, what are you doing? You haven't deposited anything. But if you've deposited, you can withdraw. People are the same thing. You can't ask for stuff if you haven't deposited in people. You can't immediately show up. I used to say, this joke may still apply. You don't show up to your first date butt naked. Usually that doesn't work out too well, right? So there's gotta be a process, right? You gotta be deserving of that. If people are like an ATM machine, you gotta deposit in them and then you can ask for stuff. If you deposit enough in them, then you can ask for a purchase. You can ask for their business because you've gained that, you've deserved that now, right? And that's a whole other life. I've done a couple of lives on on people being ATM, but maybe I'll do another one because I have a lot of new audience. But with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for putting up with my insane, crazy hours. I promise, my goal is to get this really just streamlined. If you only knew, my life is chaotic right now. But yeah, we're trying to get that streamlined. So I hope you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. Jenny, sorry you had to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, if you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you gotta do. Spread the love, tag a couple people, share it on your wall, spread the love. I'm not afraid of the haters. Trust me, I got a few. That's all good. Got a new one today, and it's funny. That's another life. With that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.